back to Iztopolis. I'm going to be doing a full-on island tour just so you guys can get a good starting point here. I've been playing this island since March 2020 and it's currently January 2023. So we're going on 3 years of just this one island. I do like minimal time traveling. I really just like to take my time playing it. I feel like this is a very realistic like island to be checking out. I have about 720 hours in the game, which is quite a bit for someone who doesn't particularly play Animal Crossing as a content creator until recently, that is. And I feel like a lot of islands out there, there's sort of this like unrealistic expectations of what they look like, so I really wanted to show off my island that I've just been doing for fun. So unless there's like a huge content update in the next year, the game's kind of dead. I mean, I still have fun building and stuff, but once my island is built out, the only thing I could see myself getting on the game for is Happy Home Paradise. Honestly, I kind of want to just like finish up my island just to say I did. I don't know, it just seemed like a fun challenge to finish my island in 2023. So I created this beautiful little checklist of all the things I would like to get done in order to consider my island finished. And I'll be going through some of these things as I give you the tour, but I feel like I've been talking a while, so let's go ahead and just get started here. So first things first, let's take a good look at my map. So if you look at my map, you can see all the villagers and people I have. I created this account just so that I could have a cute little tent over at my campsite. And then all of these villagers, for the most part, I'm keeping. Shino, I want to get Shino's picture, which I'm really close to. And then I'll be letting Shino leave the island after I get that. And I will be replacing Shino with Anka. I probably won't be making a lot of videos in the process of me getting Anka just because I have her amiibo card. I'm not going to be doing like villager hunts. And then once I do that, I'm kind of chilling. The only villagers I don't have houses for or like decorated interiors will be Raymond, Olivia, and then Anka once I get her on my island. So that's why one of my goals is to do the villager houses for those 3 villagers. So, yep, there's my island map. You can pause here if you want to look at it a little closer, but let's go ahead and start walking around here. So once you leave my airport, you're instantly covered in confetti. And I have this like little welcome area where it's supposed to just be like a cute little spot to take some photos. I really like a lot of the Easter decorations. Controversial, maybe. And then my island fruit is oranges, which is why I have like all these orange trees around everywhere. Just because I felt like, you know, you gotta represent that island fruit. And a lot of people come here and they're like, oh, I don't have oranges, I want oranges. So I throw some fruit onto these tables. I'm not super in love with this area. It is something I did kind of early on. Well, not super early, but this area I changed like with every season. And then last year during spring, I was like, bro, it's kind of getting exhausting coming on and changing it every season. It wasn't sparking joy because I was spending too much time changing for the season. And then by the time I finished, it was already the next season already. So I think going forward, I'd like to make this area just like a really good hub for visitors to come through and have everything they need, because I do host my island every now and then just to like give away excess DIYs, this, that, whatever, and I let strangers on my island. It's like everything that they might need is right here and it's easy peasy for me to host strangers. That's my entrance. I also have my pipe right here that leads you to my house, but I'll show you that later. We'll just walk there. Again, I think it's kind of ugly, so I want to do something to change that up. Nintendo, I love that they added the pipe feature, but they also did us very dirty by not letting us customize it. Ugh, it's just so ugly. Right now my beaches are used to store extra flowers that I want to use for builds. So one of my things on my to-do list for 2023 is to decorate the beaches, and I have them, all my flowers organized by color, so like it could be uglier, but I run through them all the time, so they're all like dead and stuff. So yeah, I definitely want to organize my beaches, but that's going to be like one of the last things I do because I won't want to throw away these flowers until I know for a fact that I've used all the ones that I want. Alrighty, we're going to continue to the right. Here I keep a lot of my leftover or duplicate DIYs, I guess you could say. Again, I don't throw these away just because I feel like you never know if one of your friends is going to need it. Continuing to the right here, I have this restaurant slash wedding reception area that has been a work in progress forever. I did the first year of the Reese and Cyrus anniversary thing, and I really love the furniture that comes with it, but I forgot to do it the next year, and it kind of is an issue. So I haven't been able to work on this area since then. And like I said at the beginning, I don't time travel much. Like, I've time traveled a couple times. Not that I think time traveling is a bad thing, because I have a lot of friends that do it just because of their work schedule, their class schedule. They're like, if I only ever played on Saturdays, I wouldn't get any NPCs. Over here is my flower garden. This is where I'm working on hybrids. There's only 3 hybrid flowers that I haven't gotten yet, and that would be, let's look at the image. That would be blue roses, black cosmos, and a purple windflower. So those 3 flowers are on my goal list for 2023 to finish breeding them. And honestly, it is proving to be a challenge. I've been working hard to get them, but they just keep not popping up. So yeah, I got this cute little walkway. This is one of the really early things I did on this island, like honestly early. And I love this little walkthrough so much. And once this flower garden area is all my hybrids and stuff are done, I'm going to clear it out, and I think I'm gonna do like a tea party kind of area, but that will probably be a while from now considering how long those flowers are taking. Just because in Blueberry's area here I have like a pastry bakery tea shop sort of thing with all the cinnamon roll decorations, and I think it would be so cute to like extend it out this way and continue it. So speaking of, we're in the first section of neighborhood here. We've got 4 houses. I got a little alleyway right here just to make travel easier. We connect back over, and this brings us to our plaza area, which connects down to where all of my DIYs are here. I recently redid this area because I wasn't enjoying it. I had another house here and another house here, but everything was feeling a little too clustered, and I wanted to do more of these like 2.0 decoration things. It is, I would say this area is like 90% done. I'm not in love with the depth. Everything feels kind of flat. I think I need some more height in here, a little more interest. I do love the color story I've chosen. I can't wait to see how everything looks in the spring. And I think I'll be able to make some final choices then. But yeah, I spend so much time running through this area, back and forth all through, and I just wanted more space to walk than I had before. I kind of enjoy how I can just run through here and like there's not a lot of obstacles in my way. Coming through here, we have the second part of the little neighborhood. I have a cluster of 4 houses over here, and everything is connected by pathways. I'm obsessed with pathways. You'll learn that. If there's a need for a path, I've put it. So yeah, we've got these 2 houses up here, 2 houses down there. Again, it all connects back to the plaza. I have this little empty area here that I kind of need to figure out what I want to do with. I've got this very March 2020 decorated area here. I don't have a ton of rocks that are good for decorating on. Like, I feel like I've seen some islands where they have really cool rock formations, and I just kind of don't. So I might clean this a little bit off just so I could use it to its fullest capabilities instead of, laundry. Up here, this is one of my favorite builds. It is my first ever attempt at doing like an outdoor building sort of thing. It's a library, and I love it. And if you watched my last video, I actually created a library interior for Kiki, and one of my goals would be to move her house over here somewhere, maybe back here where this chalkboard is at. I would maybe put her house like right over here and like incorporate her house into the architecture that's going on here and kind of make it feel like her house is part of the vibe. And then that would free up some space somewhere else. Also, can we talk about how great the 2.0 camera is? What a great addition. Alright, coming on the bridge, we have this nice little nature area. Just a little look-see. I kind of am not great at waterscaping, so I've been trying to like do better. So this is my attempt at doing better. And so you can actually climb up right here, and it leads you to a different area that we'll get back to a little later. This area looks so cute at night with the pink Nova Star and the lamppost. It's just so like magical feeling over here. Oh, we see Kit Kat. He's chilling, enjoying the views. What you got to say, mister? Okay. Again, over here we just have another empty beach covered in flowers. This is one of the few rocks that I think would be really good for decorating. I just don't really have a ton of ideas for my beach. It's just such a thin strip of beach. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it being like an exclusive nightclub, right? Like there's a little entrance right here, and because it's sort of secluded. I don't know. Ideas. So when we come up onto our second story area, whoa, Kit Kat, did you run up here? All right, we got Pico and Kit Kat just like hanging out up here in the cafe. I actually designed this cafe before Brewster was added to the game. I had the museum somewhere else. I blocked off an area and I was like, Brewster's cafe is gonna go here. And then I literally just like put ropes up. I made and put a bunch of boxes, and I made it look like one of those like gyroid construction areas, right? With the rope fence. And I was like, his cafe is gonna go here. He's getting added. Like, there's no question about it. And so I set up like a coffee shop and all this stuff. And well, lo and behold, his coffee shop was added to the museum, and it wasn't his own cafe. So I decided to move the museum up here. I threw a little butterfly or atlas moth standee over there. And then once I unlocked certain Brewster items, I added them out here. So coming along this way, we have the Able Sisters area up here. I think I want to do a refresh to this area because, again, it's one of those things that I did early game. And I just know for a fact I have better items now than I did back then. Yeah. And I love the idea of having like a dressing room because sometimes I buy items and I want to come out and change right away. Down here I have a farmer's market, but first let's come up here and check out my park. I love this little picnic here. I did that early on and I'm obsessed. I feel like people don't talk about this beautiful little like cherry blossom picnic set. I mean, look how cute this is. Okay, comment down below. Are you a picnic person? Because I know some people, you know, it's like, there's bugs and, you know, and yes, I agree. There's nothing worse than a bunch of like mosquitoes or flies being all around while you're trying to picnic. But sometimes in the spring, you can get that perfect day before the bugs start getting bad, and you can just have the most magical picnic ever. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my rant about picnics. I kind of like my park, but I also kind of don't. I don't know. But anyway, then there is a little ramp down here that leads you to our hidden beach that Red comes to. And then I even have like a secret little ladder right here that pops you up and you can come into my backyard, but we'll get to that area later. I like to make traveling as convenient as possible for myself. I hate like having to take the long way. So when they added those ladders and ropes and stuff, or the ropes, vines, I was very excited. So let's take a look in at my farmer's market. There's just so many cute little stands and things in this game. I couldn't not make a farmer's market. And then over here you can see this leads you through. Just another example of how I don't like to take the long way. I like to give myself fast ways into places. Coming down through the farmer's market, I have my rock garden. If you notice, I'm missing a rock. There should be another rock right here, but I accidentally had drinking a to-go coffee. Went to go hit my rocks, and I broke my rock, so I definitely gotta do all that work again just to get this rock back in my rock garden. If you've ever made a rock garden, you know, not fun. So here in my rock garden, I love that I have the Stonehenge item. I also have this rock over here. I figured if it's gonna be a rock garden, might as well go all out with the rock and rock accessories. And a lot of my fossils, just because so much of my island is filled up with stuff, a lot of my like fossils pop up right here in the rock garden. So it's kind of convenient. They're either here or they're in my garden. So works out in my opinion. This is the other half of the rock garden. So yeah, that's the other side of the market. And then here is my Nook's cranny over here. I got the ABD out off to the side. I did these little stepping stones leading up to the drop-off box. Got some boxes back behind the store. I kept it really simple, but honestly it's one of my favorite spots. I think I'm going to be very heavily inspired by it when I redo my Able Sisters. Alrighty, I want to show you this side, but I want to come at it from below, and then we'll come back up here. So one sec. Okay, so we are at Resident Services, and if you come back here, you'll see my rock garden is right behind Resident Services. So I'm going to take a right turn over here. I have some plaza items out. My birthday was in January, so, you know, I had to have the birthday sign. I've got some more plaza stuff over here. I also want to kind of redo some of this stuff over here. I think the way it is right now is the most I've liked it in a while. Coming up this way, we can see I've got some fancy flowers, little greenhouse items, and this is my like garden shop slash show off area. So over here you can see all the different flowers and hybrids that I've bred, and you can see I have just these 3 spots, including this right here and the spot right here. Those are the 3 hybrids I'm missing. I really like this area. I think it's really cute. I don't come through here super often, but it is definitely an area I like to show off when I have friends over on my island. And then coming up here, you'll see that I have this beautiful little fountain area with some statues and a moth standee over here. So this is my fountain area. I believe I was inspired on a Pinterest thing I saw. I kind of took their idea and then kind of made it my own. I changed up like the pattern of the flowers and the shape of the ground around, like the pathing and stuff. I changed up the pathing a bit. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. Again, this is something I did really early on, but like I feel like even after 2.0, it still like stands on its own. You know what I mean? And I feel like I don't see enough people do like circles in the ground with their pathing, circles and square. So again, this is something I kind of thought of early on, and I think it kind of looks cool. Alrighty, and then off to the left, right up here, you can see we're back at Linux Cranny and the farmer's market, and we're met with another set of 2 stairs here. So when we go up these stairs, we come to my house. I've got a trash can. I like to keep trash cans all around my island. I've got my mailbox right there. I've got a car over here. I love the cars. And the pipe, see, I have this pipe really well hidden. It's behind this tree. And it just brings me right here. Come through, get to my house. And I have my yard, a little seating area with another little star in the water. Got another picnic. I love picnics. Honestly, I want more picnics on my island. More. This is where that other rock that I broke and it reappeared. It came over here. And I think these are some gyroids I have buried. So I would love to make like a gyroid like garden. I've seen people do that. So yeah, over here I've got a storage shed. I've got a cooking place, a DIY place. And then right here is one of the few spots that I can jump on the back of my island. And I'll show you what I mean. I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but you can actually dive off of cliffs into the water. Even like I'm on the 3rd story of Earth here. So I looked on my map, and all along the back of my map you can see all those rocks. And so I wanted a jump off place from near my house so I could just like jump out into the water, easy peasy. And this was the only place I could do it from. So I made this little jump off. So I can go straight into the water. Again, reaffirming that thing that I was saying about wanting easy access. Like, I don't want to have to go the long way to get into the ocean. And then I used that sneaky back ladder I mentioned earlier. This, and I'm back. So fast, so fun. I also have a little sneaky way down over here, but I want to show you that from the front as opposed to from this kind of like side angle. This is also where I like to come for shooting stars, because if I stand right here and look up, I got like full access to the sky. I'm not like hindered by any other sights. So let's head back down. Alrighty, so I also really love this little area over here. Let me see if I can get a good view of it. We're headed into the really naturey part of my island. And I noticed that a lot of people do some really beautiful waterscaping, and so I have been trying to challenge myself into making some beautiful waterscaping as well. So here's that waterscaping from a different angle. I think adding some statues is always a nice touch. Alright, so just for reference, here was that kind of show-offy garden that I showed earlier. And it leads us over here to this bridge. And I want to take us from the very, very front and then bring us up before I show that. So I'm going to come down this way. I'm going to go across this bridge. We're officially in the nature half of my island. The other half on the other side of the river is very like city, like town vibes. And this half, nature, nature, nature. And I actually have some decorated beaches over here. So if I head south, you'll come to my first decorated beach area. And I've got like a little tiki sort of shop with fish drying out on the rack. A little fireplace. Some more tiki places. I got my pier with Cap'n. Come up this way, there's lots of places to relax. Got some actual beach towels out. But then I also did some custom designs on the ground, which now that we can sit down is so cute. And I like to put some of these ones down because I can walk over them, whereas like this would just get in my way, and this is such a thin span of beach. And then I love, love, love putting like flip-flops and stuff, placing them on the ground next to these. It looks so cute. And then we sneak through here. I'll talk about that cliff later. Got my white house, my lighthouse, and that takes us up into the bamboo area that I will show off later. So let's head back south. Alrighty, so we are back up here at the beginning of the nature area. We come through here. I've got a campsite sort of thing, and it kind of leads up into this beachy area, because I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but like at lakes and at beaches or lake beaches, there's always a few like picnic tables and stuff out and around, so I felt like that was necessary. And then, courtesy of this cute little orchard sign, I am told that my orchard is up here. So this orchard, I feel like I definitely want to jazz up a little bit. This orchard shop, I should say. I feel like it was a good idea, but it needs work. And then over here, my farming stuff. Again, 2.0 came around and I didn't have a lot of like energy to play this game anymore. So this farm isn't as like nice as it could be. It's just kind of like thrown together. And then the orchard is just a bunch of trees. I feel like this is definitely something I want to do up nicer. And actually, it's been a minute. Let's look at my checklist. So over on the builds area, you'll see the first thing I put on there is the farm. And I definitely want to redo the farm probably next because I just want it to look cute, you know? And I have a lot of ideas running through my head of what I want to do, so I'm really excited to fix up the farm. And honestly, I've been playing enough that I don't necessarily need a huge farm like this. Like, I could probably have like bundles of 4 or maybe 6 of each vegetable and be fine. Like, this is taking up a lot of space. And then same with the orchard. 2 trees of each fruit is more than I need. So coming up here, we get to the campsite. At the entrance here, we see some mountain bikes, and you can hop boop over this hill here. I've got some scuba stuff, and again, this is a really fun spot to do some cliff diving. So we come up here, we're officially in the campsite. We have a nice little picnic area. We got a pond. Oh my gosh, I'm getting bombarded by balloons. A balloon bombardment. So we got a little pond. We've got our villager campsite here. But see, when there's no villager there, there's no tent, so it looks kind of empty. Which is why I made a second account under my boyfriend's profile and gave him a little tent over there, so it makes the campsite look way more full. So yeah, this is the campsite. I've got this cot from the first day in the game. I really love how my campsite turned out, honestly. And so this area, even though I don't come up here very often, is definitely one of my favorites. I do have some little sneaky hidden vines and stuff to get down out of here quicker, but we're gonna take the long way. All right, so we are right back up here to the bridge. This area over here I feel is kind of wasted. I got the kid tent in one of the updates or whatever, and I was like, you know what, I want to throw it down somewhere because it looks cute. But it just takes up a lot of space. I feel like maybe this area could be used better. We'll talk about that more when I make a video about redoing my farm. Again, over here we got a little pathway that leads up to a little campsite. It's so cute, especially with the silo and the windmill. I only have like 2 ponds on my island. I think this pond was here when I downloaded the map, and it has stayed. Over here we actually have Tom's house, and if you're not familiar with Tom, he's over there in the corner. He's a little blue cat, and the inside of his house looked like a car garage with a bunch of like toy car beds and stuff. And with the 2.0 update, I was like, hello, Tom needs actual cars. And there's all this OK Motors stuff. If you have the Pocket Camp app, you can get a bunch of like car themed items that you can send to your island. And yeah, I just had to give him this like shop, this car shop. And I did up his interior to also look like a mechanic's garage, and I love it so much. Out of all of the houses I've done, I wish he was inside so I could show you. What's up, Tom? Alright, got my little pumpkin patch over here. It kind of bothers me that my pumpkin patch is so far from my other crops, which is just another reason that I want to like redo my farming area. Because if I can move this stuff over somewhere else, it gives me a lot more space up here. And again, this is a lot of pumpkins. I don't need that many pumpkins. Alrighty, so we are about to go into the last section of my island, but also my favorite section. So let's go in. Here's the entrance. This is my bamboo garden. It's one of my favorite areas on my island. Alrighty, so let's go in. This custom design on the ground that you've probably seen around my island, it is the White Lotus pattern from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Actually, represent Avatar on the shirt today. I felt like it was like a subtle way to be like Avatar without just putting a bunch of like arrows everywhere. So this connects back over to this bridge behind the flower garden. Where to start? Where to start? Got this guy. Very normal stuff. Here is another look at just like a lookout point. I wanted there to be a moment over here where you could just plop on that camera and just look at the beauty. I got some of those Karopi lanterns out there, of course, and that cute little red Karopi bridge. All right, if we keep coming up this way, it takes us to a bigger area. But first I want to show you, it's sort of hidden. There's a little path right here. Pro decorating tip, put these pandas in your bamboo garden. You won't regret it. Just got these cute little areas just kind of tucked back in here. This is something I've done kind of recently. Got the deer scare. I love the deer scare item. I started watching that time I reincarnated as a slime, and in season 1 there's a deer scare. So this area back here used to be just kind of empty with like weeds and just bamboo tree. I was like, you know what? Like, let's go ahead and make it look cute, put some path and like make it feel kind of functional and also like a faster way to get around. And so I did. So let's head in through here. Over here I have Pico's house. I used to keep all of my villager houses over by resident services. Like, this is one of my favorite areas, but I found that I never came back here because there wasn't a purpose back here. There wasn't like a function. So I ended up moving Pico's house over here because her interior and the exterior of her house kind of matches the vibe perfectly. I did redo her interior, so it matches even better now. And now I have a reason to come back here because I'll be like looking for Pico. And again, I've got these little ladders that make it easier for me to get up to my house. And then I've got this spa area. I like to imagine that this is like a massaging area or a meditation spot where it's like kind of secluded. And then all of these like clothing items as if they were like hung up before you would change to come into the hot springs over here. Honestly, if you're not putting this hot spring item on a rock, you're doing it wrong. Like, look how beautifully it blends into each other. Oh. And this area is also very nice at night. This is also an area that I like to come to watch shooting stars and wish on them. So relaxing. And this is my other little decorated beach area. I think I'm going to change this dirt path to my grass path. I haven't decided yet. It might look weird. But right now everything's just really brown. I'm going to wait to make my decision once spring comes around. And all the snow is finally gone. I got this little area right here. I love this bamboo bag thing. I think it's such a nice item to just kind of plop down somewhere. Oh, the only thing I haven't shown yet is the inside of my house. I'm worried that this video is getting a little long. Okay, I don't want to leave you guys hanging, so I'm going to do a speed run of my house. You guys are going to get to see each room just kind of quickly. I'm not going to go too in depth talking about it. Here is my living room. Here is my kitchen. This is a dining room slash chill room. Don't come in here very often. Here is my bathroom. This is my upstairs bedroom. And this is my basement trophy room. Similar to my garden, just an area to show off all the things I've accomplished on my island. And this is one of my newer rooms, so I don't think I'll be changing much in here. And actually this room brings me to one of the things that I wanted to check off on my list. Over on the goals area, it says I want to get the bug off trophies. I have the bronze bug off trophy, but I just never got the silver or the gold. I do have the gold, silver, and bronze fishing trophy though. And I want to get all my villager pictures and then also finish my museum. I'm really close. I feel like that's going to be its own video, is me trying to catch all the fish and things. So I'll go more into depth on that later on a different video. But I want to finish out those areas of my museum so that I can get the posters to put up on the wall in here. So as you can see, I have finished my fossils and I have that poster. Trophies over there. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see me tackle things on my checklist. I think on my next video we're going to be jumping right in on a build. I hope you like my island. Please let me know what your favorite part is. What parts do you think I should change? What should I redo, refurbish? And what parts should I keep the same? Don't touch, it's perfect. Please let me know, because, you know, sometimes it's hard to be objective with ourselves. So I hope you guys all have a good weekend. Grab yourself some coffee and drink up.